I've been getting loads of calls about self-tapes and how people are really getting down since the beginning of the year about their process and experience of being locked into this practice. And I get it. Of course I do. Last year finished for me with a slew of self-tapes, really great projects from my agent. I was banging 2 or 3 out a week, and I was really locked into the whole self-tape mindset because I was doing them, but I was also, writing about them and coaching them and getting on here and talking about them. And I'm really interested in how people experience and represent that experience online. There are a lot of teachers, a lot of coaches, a lot of people that have come to my attention since I've been doing this who are espousing their methodologies by way of succeeding booking jobs, by lowering the percentages of failure, by eradicating the criteria by which you may be rejected by the unseen gatekeepers to whom we are sending our self-tapes. And a lot of these teachers and coaches who I follow now and I'm learning from and I think are great are perhaps not practicing actors right on the coalface with experience that I am, that you are, and know currently how it feels on a daily or weekly basis to be putting their work out like that and being rejected. That it's something that they are somehow outside of now, that they've maybe given up on doing it. They don't have the same representation. Maybe they were casting directors in the first place. Maybe they were agents, maybe teachers, that they perhaps haven't been quite to the places that you are currently because they came off it sooner rather than later. Well, I'm an actor and have been for 25 years. I still act. I have been nonstop for 25 years. It's the only job I've ever done. And I've only just started coaching and teaching and opening up my knowledge and my experience as something I want to share more publicly to people I don't know in the last 6 months or so. So I'm with you when I am talking and feeling and espousing my points of view regards self-tapes. I am not some lofty, removed and absented teacher, guru, coach, commentator that is now making a living out of talking about how you basically got to improve your averages by doing this with lighting, this with edits, this with sound, this with framing, this with labeling, this with line learning, this with readers, this with practice, this with... I don't worry myself with any of that shit because there is always going to be a reason. Somebody along the line just goes, no, I don't like that. I don't want that. I don't want this. I know nothing about that person. I haven't even seen their tape. I haven't even considered this as an option until I'm looking at this right now. And there's always going to be an arbitrary reason to say no. So I don't want to teach you that, to fuss over and to become obsessive about that detail regards your framing, your lighting, your sound or anything, because it's arbitrary. It really is arbitrary. What's more important is this. Because actually what I'm here to show you, to share with you, to help you with, is survival, not success. That might be antithetical to what you think you need. You might want success and therefore you will achieve survival. When I get paid lots, when I'm working lots, when I have status, when I have profile, when people know who I am, when I'm in that top Netflix job, when I'm in that amazing National Theatre role, I won't need a sense of survival because I will be successful. That it all slots into place because I'm now on 6 figures. I'm now written about in newspapers. I'm now followed by thousands on Instagram. You think that's going to be your means of survival. And so that when you get to my age, if you're not there already at 49, you will be okay, because you would have got all those things in your back pocket. And that's how people will perceive you, both in the industry and also in an audience, in the public, etc. And back home with your mum and dad, with your old classmates, they'll all be like, oh, I saw you on this. Oh, wow, I've been following you on this. So I hear you're doing this with so-and-so now. And you'll think that that gives you the validation and the confirmation that you've been waiting for to allow you to survive, to get through another year, another decade, another career's worth of being an actor. But it won't. That's not what works. Take it from me. I've been doing it for 25 years and I've had all of those things happen to me, be told me, written about me, paid me, worked with me. I've achieved all of that. Of course, not as much as some. There are always actors out there who are bigger, more successful, have more accolades, awards, more finance, more money, more love, more fame, more followers than you. Of course, there always are. but I've worked with a lot of them and I see them going through some of the same shit, despite all of that success that you think means survival. But it doesn't. Survival is something deeply personal and deeply separate from all of that. It's to do with your own identity generated entirely by yourself, by your decisions, by your choices, by your actions, by your practices, and by your perspective, the lens through which you see everything. That includes success, that includes failure, that includes the times you are working and the times you're not. And it includes how you approach a self-tape and what you think it's for. And if you think it's something that you score up like you do a job in itself that represents a form of success and block building around you, your identity as an actor that reinforces you and creates a resilience and stability in you, then you are going to experience a fall. A classic Greek peripatetic fall that hasn't yet reached you, but will. And how do I know? Because I've lived it. I've been there. I am there. I'm working through it. It's a daily struggle. It's a daily journey. It's part of the journey. It's the only thing that stays with you. Everything else is ephemeral. Everything else comes and goes. Everything else is in the hands of others. But the thing that's in your hands and no one else is this mindset and this struggle of seeing yourself as something, knowing yourself as something that runs deeper, like an aquifer beneath all the other stratas of rock that you think your career is built on, runs deeper than that and informs and feeds and supports everything. And once you start to see that and you start to work on that, you develop, you practice, you invest, you nurture, you recognize, you share, you articulate in that, then you can support whatever success you do or don't have. That your survival is fundamental. It is unseen. It is a part of you that people do not know, but they feel because of your longevity, your spirit, your integrity, your authenticity, your generosity, your creative power, your industry. Those will be the signifiers, not the accoutrements, the baubles, the exteriors, the flim-flam of this high-profile job, this pay packet here, this article, this critic, this curtain call, this Instagram follower, this sensation, this viral, this that. It's down here because you've been working on it alone, consciously, conscientiously, with forgiveness, with generosity, and with integrity. That is what survives, and that you can bring to any self-tape. You bring to any job when it comes your way. You bring to any relationship when you sit opposite somebody in a Meisner chair doing the impulse exercise, or whether you're sat with them in a trailer away, filming with them for weeks, or whether you're sat in a waiting room next to the other version of you that's up for the same part that they get and you do not. That you look at them with the same generosity, integrity, forgiveness, support and love that you give yourself. Until you've given it to yourself, you can't give it to them. I so want to give this as much clarity as I can for you, to articulate it in a way that chimes deeply with you, so that no matter what you're feeling right now about that rejection, about that lack of opportunity, about the silence, about the isolation, whatever you're feeling about that, this can resonate with you and you go, wow, okay, yes, I see, I will. Here we go. Let's do it. Thank you. I've got this. I want you to have that. I'm going to try, and I'm going to try for you to have that. So don't give up on you, because I'm not going to give up. I'm going to make that as clear as I can so you can feel it too. Survival isn't about success. It's not about tenacity. It's not about grit. It's not about grind. It's about flow, freedom, acceptance, trust, love, integrity, and deep, deep understanding and acceptance. That's resilience. And as you may or may not have heard me say before, I'm the resilient artist, and so are you.